Well, let's just get right into it. This just in. We got to talk about it. It happened an hour and a half ago. Anthony Joshua knocks out Francis Ngannou in the second round of their super fight in Saudi Arabia. Man, we love fighting on this show, so I have to talk about it because so much was being speculated about this fight. I'll be honest with you. I thought Anthony Joshua was going to win. Did I think he would dominate the way that he did? I mean, he knocked him down in the first round, knocked him down again in the second round, and then finished him off, knocked him out cold. You never like to see a guy get knocked out like that, but the fact of the matter is Anthony Joshua knocked out a guy cold who's considered to be one of the scariest guys on earth, who's never been knocked out before, never even been knocked down in MMA. And you think about some of the guys that he's fought in MMA who couldn't knock him down. He got staggered by Stipe. Stipe in their second fight staggered him. He had him hurt in their first fight. That's it. And when Ngannou went into the fight with Fury, everybody thought that Fury was gonna just totally outclass him and just, embarrass him. And that just wasn't the case. Now, obviously, all of the pundits and just people just questioning, did Ngannou just strike lightning? Did Fury not take him seriously? I think it's a little bit of both. I've rewatched the knockdown of Fury in his fight with Ngannou, watched it 100 times. And fact of the matter is Fury threw a lazy 1-2 and he got caught off guard. And the punches that hurt you the most are the ones that you don't see coming. He threw a lazy 1-2 and Ngannou is powerful. He came over the top of that and knocked him down. And do I think Fury outboxed him after that? Yeah. But did he win the fight? Who knows? So when they booked this Josh fight with Joshua, I've always been a defender of Joshua. I think a lot of people have had many criticisms of him and a lot of hate on him. And I think some of it is just, he did some weird things with those leading up to the two fights with Usyk. And, after losing to Usyk, his behavior was suspect, but he rebounded well after that. Three straight wins, his most recent one being over a guy who gave Tyson Fury everything that he could handle, and Tyson Fury couldn't finish him. AJ embarrassed him. He made him look bad. So coming into this fight, I did not think that Ngannou was going to have an easy time. I thought that the size and the power that Anthony Joshua would bring into this fight would be a problem for Ngannou. Did I think he would get finished in the second round? No. Total shock. And, of course, all of the pro MMA folks immediately took to Twitter and took to social media and were like, well, if this was an MMA fight, Ngannou beats all these guys. Okay, but it wasn't an MMA fight. It was a boxing match. Ngannou chose boxing. He chose boxing against a former two-time unified world champion with some of the best power in the game, and he got beat. And you can't take anything away from Ngannou. AJ does that to most guys, period. He's done it to most guys. The only guy he hasn't done it to, he didn't knock out Andy Ruiz in their rematch, but he totally outclassed him, and he didn't do it to Usyk. Other than that, he's the man. So Francis Ngannou has nothing to be ashamed of. He lost to the man. That's it. Now the question is, do we get to see Fury, Anthony Joshua, finally? It's already 5 years too late. And with Fury fighting Usyk, I believe in May, who knows when we get to see Joshua Fury? What if Fury loses to Usyk? Do they do a third Usyk Joshua fight? Because that's a hard sell. So maybe even if Fury loses, we still see Fury Joshua. Just the allure and the excitement over that is lost if Fury loses to Usyk. That it's just so maybe there are other fights out there for Anthony Joshua other than Fury. I mean, that's the fight we should have seen a long time ago, or him against Wilder when Wilder was a champion. We didn't get to see that, and that fight's gone. So we'll see. But, congrats to Anthony Joshua. What an insane performance. And again, Francis Ngannou has nothing to be ashamed of. He's stepping into a sport that he's a novice in. And I don't care how hard he punches. I don't care how scary he was in MMA. He's a novice when it comes to boxing. Yes, what he did against Fury was amazing, and he'll always have that. And that's a part of history now. But the fact of the matter is he's a novice when it comes to boxing. Yeah, if he fought Anthony Joshua tonight in MMA, he wipes the floor with him, but that's not what it was. That's not what they agreed to, and they never will. Anthony Joshua is not an MMA fighter. He's a boxer. Fury has talked shit about, I'll go beat you in MMA. Okay, good luck. So we'll see what happens. I know Ngannou wanted that Fury rematch in boxing. I don't know if that happens now. That would be, again, a hard sell. I don't even see why now Fury would even want that. Why he would Obviously, he's crazy and would entertain the idea, but I don't even know why Fury would waste his. It wouldn't be a waste of time, but in a sense, he doesn't need it anymore. So we'll stay on boxing real quick, and then we'll get off of it. Jake Paul has announced that he's going to fight an exhibition fight against the 57-year-old Mike Tyson. I hate this. I've hated everything about anything Jake Paul does when it comes to fighting. I love anyone who's listened to this show or listened to anything else that I've done or write about outside of this show. I love boxing. I love combat sports. And I've never considered this guy a boxer. And this just proves it once again. Good for you. Go make your money. Go do your fight. That's fine. You're never going to get me to tune in. Although this one is free, thank God. Stop robbing your fans, yes, your fans, Jake Paul, of their money with these pay-per-views. At least this is going to be streamed live, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. At least that's what they've said, from what I've seen anyway. So good for you, make your money. But I don't know how. I mean, it's an exhibition. So with that said, I feel it's going to be a lot like the Roy Jones Mike Tyson fight, where it was like an agreement, like we're not going to try to headhunt and we're not going to hit in the head. It's going to be more of a sparring sort of exhibition thing. And if that's the case, who cares? Who cares? I don't understand why people want to see this. Now, there are people that are blind to this go, well, it's Mike Tyson. He once was the baddest man on the planet. Yeah, he was. He's 57. If this were a real fight, any athletic commission that approves it should just be, all of those people should be thrown in jail. So hopefully it stays an exhibition. Hopefully it is a glorified sparring match, and that's all it is. So we'll see how that develops. Let's just say that. So one of the questions we had coming in was from Peyton Forster here is hey, Raisin on the radio, what are some of your favorite cover songs? There's a long list here. We can go through a few here. My favorite, God, there's so many that I love, but my favorite is by a little band called Thrice. They did a cover of the 80s track from a band called Real Life called Send Me an Angel. Send Me an Angel was on many movie soundtracks. It was really popular in 80s movies, and Thrice covered it. And it's, for whatever reason, when I heard it, I think it was just timing more than anything, because again, there are several covers we can go through here, but for whatever reason, when I heard it, I loved that 80s song in general. And when I heard this, Thrice at the time was one of my favorite bands, still is one of my favorite bands, but at the time, Thrice was really like, it just struck a chord with me at that time. And this is just a great cover. So let's get into it. This is Send Me an Angel, cover by Thrice. Go look up the original too. It's great. I think the original was most famously used in the movie Rad. Maybe we'll watch that next. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that next. Here's Thrice's version. I'll shut up now. So obviously now in 2024, that the production of this might be a little bit light, a little bit lacking something, but back in, I want to say this was 2005, maybe, just mind-blowing shit. Mind-blowing shit. That's Thrice, Send Me an Angel. So obviously, was going through an emo phase there when that song struck me, I guess. So for those that don't know what Rad is, you suck. Basically, it's a BMX movie from the 80s, but Send Me an Angel by Real Life was used during a bike dance scene at a school dance. We'll just get into that. Yeah. 80s new wave glory. Slow-mo bike dancing. That, of course, is Aunt Becky from Full House, Lori Loughlin. So stupid. Love it, though. That's totally Lori Loughlin riding that bike.
I don't know. What factory is he in? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? It's your job to know. Find out.
Guys, I got it every time he talks. All right, you get the picture. Rad's a legendary movie, and if you don't know what that is, you suck. So another classic one for me would be Goldfinger's cover of 99 Red Balloons. Classic cover.
You and I in a little toy shop, buy a bag of balloons with the money we got, set them free at the break of dawn, till one by one they were gone. Back at base, bugs in the software, flash the message, something's out there, floating in the summer sky, as 99 red balloons go by.
Classic riff, classic song. Of course, the original was done by Nina. I guess that's how you say it. Classic Goldfinger here. Classic. I'll tell you another one that I really love. I think it's the biggest song, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the biggest song for this band. I don't know if a lot of people realize that this is a cover. It's originally done by the band Slade. And Quiet Riot, I think it was on their Behind the Music or one of those things, but they talked about they were finishing their record and the label and, producer didn't really feel like it was lacking a single. And the label had suggested, well, let's do a cover song of some sort. And the band was totally against it. But somebody in the band said, well, let's just do Come On Feel the Noise. That's like right up our alley. It's perfect for us. And the lead singer was totally against it. And the lead singer, up until the point where he had to go in and cut his vocals, was just totally opposed to this. And then one of the members of the band just goes, just do it, man. You got to do it. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. And they're like, well, just go in and do it shitty. You'll be fine. You can do that. You can do shitty. And apparently the singer was like, fine, I'm going to go do it shitty. And this was his shitty version of Come On, Feel the Noise, which again, I think to this day was their biggest hit. I'm not going to Google it. We'll just listen to it. This is Come On, Feel, classic fucking rock song.
Come on, feel the noise.
Still a cool song. Very cool. Marilyn Manson's version of Sweet Dreams, got to be one of my favorite covers of all time. I just thought this is so dark but still melodic and just grabs you. It did me anyway.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
He has one of my favorite screams on a record, though. It's a good track, good song. So once upon a time, I was in a band called Monstreet's Manhattan, and before I joined the band, they covered a song originally done by the Cutting Crew called "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight." One of my favorite songs of all time. And to be honest with you, it was actually one of the reasons I wanted to join the band. I knew that they did that cover. I have myself pulled up in this photo. For some reason, I'm in this photo. I did not do the vocals on this song. I joined the band after this was done. But to be honest with you, it's one of my favorite covers ever. It's one of the reasons I joined the band. So I'm going to play it for you. Fuck it. I don't care. Yes, self-gratifying. Whatever. God, I look like a douche in this photo. Need to hit the weights, apparently. Shout out to Andrew Blackwell, the original singer of this track on this cover. Anyway, I think I did it live maybe once or twice, and I don't think I did it. I definitely didn't do it any justice. Great fucking song. Cool song, cool cover that I wasn't a part of. Here's the original of that, for those that don't know. Cutting Crew, classic. I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Hell yeah. Love it. You know, another really great one, a song that did really well. For a band was No Doubt, the song It's My Life. Again, I don't know that a lot of people know that this is a cover song. I think they just think it's a No Doubt song. Maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm ignorant, maybe I'm stupid. I love this song as a cover by them because I really do like No Doubt, but I actually like the original better. But let's get into the No Doubt version. Huge song for this band. Bass sounds rad.
It's funny how I find myself in love with you. My best myself, how much do you commit yourself? Who is my life? Don't you forget, it's my life. It never ends.
That was a huge song for No Doubt. And again, I don't know how many people know that that's a cover. I would love to do a survey of 100 people who are No Doubt fans to find out. So the original band is called Talk Talk. Again, classic 80s shit. Love the 80s. Synth, the new wave aesthetics. Really cool band. Cool song. So I would be, you can't talk about cover songs without talking about some of the more current bands right now that are doing it and doing it really well. Bands that like make it a thing to cover songs. So two I want to talk about. The first one is Our Last Night. This band has just taken over the cover game, releasing cover records. Actually, there are a few we need to talk about, but so they just did a cover of Last Night, not just did. It's been out for a while, but so the song by Morgan Wallen one of the biggest songs of 2023. My co-host Colt, who is not here tonight, sent me this via text the other night, and to be honest with you, I didn't click on it because I was doing something, but I know that they did it and I've never listened to it, so let's all listen to it together. This is Our Last Night and their cover of Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything we said, but we said it
This
all.
hook is so good.
Jesus. I was somebody you never met, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet.
They and another band that I'm going to play here in a second here, during the pandemic, just ruled the pandemic with releasing stuff, staying active, putting out content for their fans, and, never putting anything behind a paywall, never like asking for anything other than just listen, just keep supporting. We're going to keep putting stuff out for you. And eventually, when all this madness is over, we'll be back. But here's stuff for you. Here's stuff to keep you busy while you're locked up inside your house during this crazy. We're going to look back on all of this and go, man, that was the silliest time. And it was necessary. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to get into any anti-COVID stuff here, but we're going to look back on it like so many things about this were silly. And one of the things that I did not think was silly was, for me, being locked up in my house with my family was awesome. Loved it. We had a great time because we could just turn on YouTube and listen to our favorite bands and listen to the music we love. And a lot of these artists were just pumping out music, new stuff to hear, stuff you haven't heard before, and it was great. And without the pandemic, who knows if we get that? Who knows if we get that approach by any of these artists? Who knows? God, the hook's even better when it's emo-y. It's a great hook already. It's even better. Very cool. So they did another cover, though. They had a covers album that one of my favorite albums ever, but they covered 1-800-273-8255 by Logic, which, again, another song that in its original form just struck me in such a way. So, quick story. I was actually in Los Angeles with that band that I mentioned, Monster Eats Manhattan. We were actually meeting with producers to record our EP because we had just signed a deal. And we were in LA. We just hopped in an Uber and we had actually talked about, let's bring a cover idea to one of these producers. And we don't even have to have an arrangement ready. We don't even let's just kind of, if they allow us to dive in when we get there, let's just go for it. And we had a few ideas of like we had cover songs we had already done like live and in the practice room, and everybody was kind of like, yeah, let's just have a couple like in our back pocket. And we get into the Uber, and this song by Logic came on. The Uber driver had this on. He had a top 40 radio station or whatever on, and I had never heard the song. I had not. It was brand new. I had not heard the song yet, and I just looked at everybody. I go, "What the fuck is this?" They go, "This is the new Logic." I'm like, "What? This is the Logic song?" I was like, "Do you guys just want to say we want to cover this?" And everybody was like, "Nah." And we kept listening to it, listening to it, listening to it. We're like, "All right, we'll just say we want to do this. We'll see what they say." It never came up. And then, of course, a couple years later, our last night did it. Probably better than we would have, but great, great cover song here though.
All this other shit I'm talking about, they think they know it. I've been praying for somebody to save me. No one's heroic in my life, don't even matter. I know it, I know it, I know I'm hurt deep down, but can't show it. I never had a place to call my own. I never had a home. Ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been, where you at, what's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I want you to be right. I want you to be right. You don't gotta die today. You don't gotta die.
Very cool. So another band that again has the cover game on lock is Fame on Fire, and they actually covered again a band that they did a cover show, a live stream of a cover show, booked a venue, just played a show during the pandemic. Really great at covers, but they covered a song by one of my favorite artists of the last couple of years, Ian Dior, and they did the song Mood by him. One of my favorite, to be honest with you. I think if I look back, my top played songs of the last couple of years on my phone is going to be this one. And then we'll do the Ian Dior version because, again, one of my favorite artists of the last few years.
Why you always in a mood? Fuck around acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything will better with a view. Why you always in a mood? Fuck around acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool.
So for those that don't know, Ian Dior is a hip hop artist, but he very much in the vein of like Juice WRLD, very sort of emo rock type of approach to his sound. And it's very coverable. And I'll get into that more in just a minute here. More self-gratifying shit.
We've been here before, and there won't be a fix. Why you always in a mood? Fuck around acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything will better with a view.
Very cool song, very cool cover. Here's Ian Dior's.
Why you always in the mood? Fuck around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood? Fuck around like I'm brand.
By the way, this guy, when this came out, this guy was a kid, and he still is a kid compared to me. But the level of maturity I heard in his voice, and just I just, when I was this age playing music, I was not this seasoned. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I lacked the confidence. Maybe it was probably a combination of a lot of things. I also grew up in an environment where creativity was just not embraced whatsoever.
I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. I can never get attached. When I start to feel I'm attached, somehow I was in a feeling bad. Baby, I am not your dad. It's not all you want from me. I just want your company.
So here's another really cool cover of one of Ian Dior's songs. It's called Complicated.
I'm sick of being in the same situation with you. Hard times getting harder every day to consume. You mix lies, but what happened got me thinking it's true. You always complicate. I'm sick of being in the same situation with you. Hard times getting harder every day to consume. You mix lies, but what happened got me thinking it's true. You always complicated. Girl, why you playing? Life could be amazing, but we go through these phases. I don't think that I could change you.
So again, self-indulgent. That's actually my project called Rocky Rocky. I covered that song, Complicated by Ian Dior. I love the song. I don't care. It's one of my favorite covers. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Here's Ian Dior's version.
I'm sick of being in the same situation with you. Hard times getting harder every day to consume. You mix lies with what happened, got me thinking it's true. You always complicated. I'm sick of being in the same situation with you. Hard times getting harder every day to consume. Mix lies with what happened, got me thinking it's true. You always complicated.
Bullshit. Love that song. He's a great artist. All right, one last cover. Let me think about this. What do I want to say? You know what? I'm going to do this. A band from my hometown of St. Louis. They're called Cavo. They did a cover of the very popular song by Duran Duran called Come Undone. And I think they did a great job.
Immaculate dream, made breath and skin. I've been waiting for you. Signed with the home tattoo. Happy birthday to you. Was created for you.
And I forget, we'll go back and I'll look up the name of this girl singing. She's really good. Man, that girl nailed it. The band A Thorn for Every Heart covered one of my top 10 songs of all time. The song Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo.
All dressed up with nowhere to go. Walking with the dead man over my shoulder.
This song, of course, was made popular in the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, which maybe we'll get into that because I believe the video for Oingo Boingo is from the Back to School soundtrack. We got to do that. Rodney.
Nowhere to go. Walking with the dead man over my shoulder. Went for an invitation to ride. Going to a party where no one's still alive. All dressed up with nowhere to go. Walking with a dead man over my shoulder. I was struck by lightning, walking down the street. I was hit by something last night in my sleep. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Leave your body at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door. Don't run away. It's only me. Don't be afraid of what you can't see.
So good. One of the best songs ever written, in my opinion.
All dressed up with nowhere to go.
Back to School motion picture soundtrack.
Walking with the dead man over my shoulder. All dressed up with nowhere to go.
For real, if you don't know who Oingo Boingo is, they are the most underrated band of the 80s. Yes, I said it. And they're one of the best bands of the 80s, but in my opinion, of all time. They are so good. Rodney, hell yeah. Back to School, one of the best movies ever made. Yeah, I said it. Poked out of his mind.
Walking down the street, I was hit by something last night in my sleep. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Leave your body at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door.
Let's get into the throwback of the week. This week, we're going to get into some hip hop. I thought about this, so I'm going to go with the artist Domino. Quick backstory. So growing up, I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood, and I had three friends that I grew up with in my neighborhood that are still three of my best friends to this day. And the rest of the kids in the neighborhood were all older than us. They were easily by 2 to 3 years, some even like 4. And the older kids would allow us to kind of latch on to things and kind of be around and, showed us the ropes on life, if you will, illegal activities, girls, just being shitheads. But very vividly remember one of these guys. He was a, football player. He had an older brother who was in a hip hop group. And this is back, when white guys were not in hip hop groups, or it wasn't common. Had an older brother who was a hip hop artist. And I remember walking into his bedroom at his house, and wall to wall, just posters, naked girls, rock bands, and he had a Domino poster. Never gonna forget it. And it was a promo. It was like a promo poster for his record, and it was for the single Sweet Potato Pie. And I just remember looking at it and going, I don't know who's Domino. And then, of course, flipping the cassette. That's how old I am. And this is what I heard. Throwback of the week, Domino, Sweet Potato Pie. For me and my friends growing up, one of the most underrated hip hop artists of all time. Domino. Here we go. Sweet Potato Pie.
The way up to date with the homies is straight. Picking up a buddy on that way, my homie. Ever you wanna call it, a piece to your crazy alcoholics, folk. Making the proper remedy, cause when I hit it, honey's envy me. Say you won't wine, yeah, I guess that's fine. But high is the sky when you're talking about mass. Now, my pie got a friend named Gene. Got me all straight, now my tip won't pin. Now I'm through for the rest of the night, unless I find a piece of pie, whether it's loose or tight. Look at here, I done found a chick. Yummy for the tea, jelly mixing the switch. Say that talk, cause I don't wanna be your man. Just need a little lucid, do you understand?
Throwback of the week.
Straight for you.